Back here for the final part of the title match here at the Las Vegas Open, put on by the East Coast version of the JBT Las Vegas native Chase Nadeau, looking to win his first major title in either tour, and with that strike takes the lead in the title match. As the top seed, he only needs to win one of these two games against Matt Anderson. Matt shot 290 in the first game to bring it to this title match. Had the front four in this game for a total of 15 in a row, but opened in the fifth. Chase went spare three-bagger here to grab a three-pin lead. We'll be looking to extend that to 13 with the strike here in the sixth. High scores all weekend long at the Orleans. Chase had a 298, a 299, and a 296. All he wants right now is one more strike right here in the sixth frame. Oh yeah, that time he found the hold. Nine's been his slightly more troubling lane. No problem right there as that four-bagger puts all the pressure back on Anderson. Matt, 22 years old, from Flint, Michigan. His younger brother Travis finished second at Junior Gold this year, so a bowling family in his corner. Wow, he comes up high in this frame. He tripped the four last time in that shot, on that lane. Could be that lane starting to change a little, or just not that good a shot. Hard to tell which, but he's got to know himself which one it really was. Said on the earlier parts, these guys have shot very few spares all weekend long. The scores have been so high, so you can't get lazy when you're shooting them. No problem at the 610 this time. So we've been looking at max scores all weekend long because it's been string city here. Chase still maxing at 279, while what is this? Matt can strike out for, what is that, 256 now. I know that. I get lazy when I announce it. We got an important news flash here, which we'll cover right after Matt's frame here. There we go, back in the cloud. Oh! Was that the other lane that went off?
Somebody on my head.
What am I doing? This is Chuck's tournament. Why'd I jump out of my seat? I'm so used to that. There we go. What happened was, why I cut that off mid-sentence, is the foul light went off on the right-hand lane. Generally, your trailing foot would cause that foul if that's the case. That clearly wasn't the case there. Chase is okay with it, so we move on to a very important shot for Nadeau. And I just want to say to the entire Chase family, I know how to pronounce his last name, but sometimes things get very hectic here in the title match, Ms. Dottie. So this news flash here, in case you're wondering and need to congratulate him later. See, there's a phonics lesson, little slash over the A, that's Nadeau. Or Nadeau, like Scooby-Doo. So, thank you for the news flash. Nadeau is now up. Bowling family, of course, from him. His parents are both Team USA members. Dan and Dottie. Dottie watching here off to the right with the news flash. Key shot. No, we're blaming her.
Yeah.
Oh! And what a time for a Paralyzer 5 to show up. In one of his 290 games in match play, he did exactly that, and the 5-pin ended up falling forward. This time it doesn't. Sometimes when you just level those light hits, the pins fly so fast that happens. And that keeps Anderson alive in this match. Wow, what a time for a 5-pin of all things. The ball's got roughly 4 million revolutions on it, going down there at 30 miles an hour. It seems impossible that a 5 can stand up in all that action, but there it is.
striking that.
No problem at the spare. Matt can strike now here in the 8th frame to make it a 2-pin game. You need a double to make it 2 pins, right? Yeah, got a double to get it within 2. I don't know if you heard off camera, right? But Chase goes, that was so huge, and that was shrewd analysis of the situation there. And now this is so huge for Anderson. It's good. Yes, and he does get that light hit to carry out. I'm now convinced that Matt flew here alone because not a single hand clap for the big shot. That's okay. I'm just surprised that he must have come here on his own. Anybody have confirmation of that? No? No? Bueller?
He wouldn't be the only one.
This thing on? Hey, flights were expensive. I hear you. I'd fly myself and text back home what's going on. So this now makes it a 2-pin game, but also puts the advantage with him, so that'll be the 3-bagger going into the 10th. Yes, all over it. I think that body language was, gee, I know I threw that good, you'd better carry. And it did. All right, he maxes out for 256. Chase maxes out for 258. This could come down to a carry contest here in the last few shots. I don't expect anything less than great shots out of each bowler the rest of the way. Here we go. You betcha. Boy, it's such a different mentality that we often see grind out shots at bigger tournaments, and bowling on this very scoreable condition is a totally different mentality, as you just try and throw it good and then you're just praying, please let this be one of the 95% of the shots that's carried for me all weekend long. No funny stuff. If he throws the next 2 strikes and a 9 count, he's the champion. Anything less, Anderson can still take the title. 10th frame. There's one. That time the light hit goes down. That was very light. That was questionable. That was going to carry. It does. Yeah, I'm Chase Nadeau from Las Vegas. Of course that's going to carry. He's carried everything except the 12th ball this weekend, and this is about the most time I've ever seen Chase take. He is about as easygoing and laid back a kid as you want. He'll just go up there and fire it. This time he is taking a second to think about this. Criminy, just getting him to wear long pants today was an accomplishment. The next ball's certainly not a gimme, but this is for all the marbles. There it is. Wow, and that's about as much of an emotional reaction you'll get out of Chase, too. I mean, that was the equivalent of running it out 30 lanes and going all P. Weber at the end for Chase.
He's not on the front 11.
Dottie said he's not on front 11, so he can finally strike on the fill ball. A 9 on the fill ball would be just fine. An 8 on the fill ball, and we got ourselves a situation. 250 to potentially 250. That's pretty much what we thought it would come down to, that general area. And talked about earlier, it said Chase with 3 non-strike frames. Matt has 2, and right now there's a 9 count to win. For the title. Title time! Chase Nadeau is the 2012 East Coast JBT Las Vegas Open champ. 258. Big win. Big high five.
Yeah, I wasn't on the front 11, so I will say. Me and you, baby. That's right.
So, Las Vegas defends its home turf as Chase Nadeau wins scratch, and TJ Rock claims the handicap crown. No shame at all for Matt Anderson as he put on a heck of a show. It is tough to win 2 games in a row against anybody, let alone someone who averaged 250 for the entire weekend. And heck, he's going to go 290, 230. He's going to shoot 520 for 2, and not get the big plaque. That's brutal.
That's right.
So it's another runner-up finish to stomach for the Anderson clan, but no shame at all in either one, that's for darn sure. Chase wins it all. We'll see you from Desert Open next weekend.